Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Friday afternoon and it's actually sunny. We've got storms all over the north of England and Scotland, but apart from a few trees coming down, so far it's been okay here. And it's very bright and sunny, which is nice. Socks went crazy outside when the wind was really blowing at lunchtime. We thought he was running in, but he wasn't. He was just running up and down the back garden and telling us all about it, which isn't bad for a cat of 15 or even 16. Are you 16 this year? Anyway, I hope everybody's well. It's been a pretty good week for all sorts of things, for reading and writing and all the things we do here. It's been a rotten old week for the world at large, I think. And closer to home, we've had some bother with a neighbour not being very nice, and scenes, as we say. But we'll concentrate on the good stuff while we're here. I got to the end of my book bag of 6 books for the month. If you remember, my plan for reading for the year was to parcel up 6 books, my average read for a month, to parcel them up in a book bag, a tote bag. And now the corner of my room has loads of these tote bags put together because I got carried away shopping my own shelves, putting together these eclectic assortments that then I could stash away. And at the beginning of each month, I will pick out a bag at random, and that will become my reads for the month. And January was this lot, which, I read completely. I didn't give up on anything. I was full of the fervour of a new project. We'll see how this goes on. I did quite well, actually. I think I was totting up yesterday because I actually gave things marks out of 5 for once, and it works for me. I think I had 2 4s, 3 3s, and 2 2s. Does that add up? Let me see. I'll just look in my reading journal, the reading journal, to see what I've said. Don't say much, I've just given them marks. The Lost Bookshop, Evie Woods, which was the thing set in Dublin about the slightly ghostly bookshop and a split time storyline, I gave 4 to. And I gave 2 other 4s. Vet in a Spin, the 6th of the James Herriot books, which is me returning to a series that I haven't read for a long time. I don't think I read them all. And then that got a 4, and so did Schrader's Cord, which is the thing that I finished yesterday. It took a few days to read because it's an absolutely massive horror novel of the old school. When I say old school here, I mean kind of 70s and 80s, in which ordinary people and the people around them become ensnared in some kind of web of misadventures when something hideous comes to light. They've tapped into magic somehow, and in this, it comes through these spooky records created by a fella 100 years ago who wants to use them to open a gateway into the land of the dead. The best thing about this, and I really like this, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, is conjuring up this second-hand record shop in Seattle and the people who work there. The young woman, the American bloke, the old gruff owner who goes off and has these secret missions when he's finding these spooky records, and the son who's estranged. All of that stuff's really believable. And the thing about the family that the record shop owner belongs to, extremely believable. And those are the strengths of the book. The last third or the last quarter is a kind of road trip to go and find the grave of the bloke behind the whole scheme, and to bury the records with him, and to lift the curse on everybody, which builds to this climax. And of course, it's a part of the genre as well that you have to have a climax that involves some kind of pyrotechnical display of CGI, basically. It's a CGI ending to the novel with things shooting out of the grave and things coming to life and trees that can play records and all sorts of things. And weird moments in italics, very Stephen King, where you have these interior scenes when they go into some other kind of dimension and meet these strange creatures, these gods of somewhere that's neither hell nor heaven. These bits I've got less patience with, the more cosmic bits, and so I was kind of wanting them to go by faster. And you know how these endings to these kinds of books go. So to that extent, it was kind of something you'd seen before, really. What I love about it is I guess the knowledge of music and the music world and records that underpins so much of this. I thought that was convincing, and I really like the characters, so he's somebody I will definitely read again. So, out of my 6 for January, 3 of them turned out to be 4 out of 5 stars. And then there were 2, 3 out of 5 stars. That was Sharp Objects, Gillian Flynn, which I liked. Again, it's that conjuring a small town. And again, the last quarter I was less convinced by because it played out the generic expectations of the kind of book it is. You have to have the kind of denouement that you get there. No spoilers here, but you more or less expected it, and it does the business. There's no surprises, really, I don't think. Interesting that both a thriller and a horror, it's the same strengths and the same weaknesses, that the creation of the place and characters is done really well, but when it's got to obey the generic demands, it kind of falls down. I wonder if real fans of the genre would feel the other way about it, that they love it when it does the things the genre is meant to do. I wonder. And then two stars. I think that's right. No. 1 2-star. I'm sick of my star system already. And that was Prince of Magic, which was kind of crazy. There's this sexy Lord of the Rings with a bit of black magic chucked in and werewolves and vampires. I'm not sure I'll read the second one. I'm glad that I read it. It'd been on my shelves since 2007, which is now 18 years ago. So to crack it open and read the hell out of it and find out what that was about, this whole mad paranormal epic fantasy romance genre, was interesting. And actually, yes, I haven't mentioned Miss Julia Speaks Her Mind, Anne B. Ross, which was quite a nice, cozy mystery. It is a mystery, I guess, and I think it gets more into that kind of genre as it goes on. Again, beginning of a series, might read some more. I have ordered the second one from eBay, which arrived. I'm not going to get to it yet. So it was a good eclectic month, and it hit all the buttons, nearly all the genres, kind of. So my reading scheme is working so far, and it's only the 24th of the month, leaving me about a week for free choices, which means I've hit my new Kindle, which I got just before Christmas, I think. And I'm reading John Jackson Miller's Batman novel, Batman Resurrection, which came out last year, which I ordered, and it never arrived. I hope I wasn't charged for it. But for some reason, Amazon just messed up and said, no, we can't do that. I don't know. I think I should just get rid of all the Amazon stuff that I've got for various reasons. I wish I'd never used them in the first place, although I do like my Kindle. I don't know what happens if you close your account, if you lose everything on your Kindle. You probably do. You'll have to use it like kind of psychic paper and summon books with the force of your mind to appear. Anyway, I'm halfway through Batman Resurrection, and I'm quite liking it. it took me a while to get into it, to tune into the way he's writing this take on the 1989 Batman movie. It's a sequel to that, to the Tim Burton movie. It's a little bit earnest, perhaps, for my tastes. Although I do like the villain he's created, and I think it's a spoiler to say who the villain is, in that lovely kind of traditional Batman way, that there is a big guest villain. And I won't spoil that, but I think he's conjured really well. And we get lots from his point of view, which is great. You think that's the great value of superhero novels in prose rather than comics or films, in that a novel allows us access to the mind and thoughts of the villains by going from their point of view. And that's a very interesting, valuable thing to do, I think. So that's me halfway through that. And then I've still got a few days of January left. So I will gladly make that up on the hoof as I go. And then the 1st of February, I will open the next bag, and I'll do that on here, and you'll get to see. It's so exciting, I know. You'll get to see what I've chosen for myself. It's been a good month for writing. I've written about 30,000 words. Probably more, but 30,000 form this chunk of a semi-fictionalized memoir, I'd call it, about my time lecturing in creative writing in the late 90s. This project, which arrived out of nowhere on January the 2nd, I think, and which I have kept on at for the last 3 weeks, and produced all these words, which are edited and sharpened and tidied and cleaned up and honed, shall we say. So that's been really productive, and it's put down a few good stories that had just been in my head for all this time, 27 years. I've found a place to put some of these memories and anecdotes, and also paint a picture of a time in universities. It seems it is a long time ago, a better time perhaps for education, perhaps. I think definitely. Anyway, that's what I've been up to writing. I'm also going through my shelves and being a bit brutal, pulling out books that I will never reread, things that annoy me to have on the shelf. I don't know why I've got them, and just maybe getting rid of some things I've got on my shelves, and to throw into relief the books that I really always want to keep and the books I really like. That's how I'm thinking about it, but I'm only doing 1 or 2 shelves at a time. It's very gradual. Okay, that's me. I'm gonna go. Socks is cleaning himself, and he's disgruntled because he's eaten all the dreamies that we had stashed away up here in my study. There's no snacks for him to find as he moves about the room. You'll have to go all the way downstairs. Okay, everyone, I hope you're all very well, and I will catch up with you and tell you all about our weekend, which I hope will be fun. We're going off shopping at some point over the weekend. I'm going to actually see some bookshops. I've kept away from them. I still don't think I'll buy any books, but I'll go and look. Anyway, goodbye. Hope you're well. See you soon.